it's time to make some predictions. Yep, we filled out more brackets or ballots. What are they? Ballots?
Yeah, we'll
what
go
do we
with
call
ballots.
them? Ballots. Yeah.
Coffee.
I dread this. I know. We're going to have to do this again for the Prem. oh, man.
No, for the Prem.
It's just
Lovely.
It's just asking us to predict the future.
I know.
And I hate doing this before the transfer window closes.
It's true.
It's all going to change.
Yeah. Anything can change.
Yeah.
But for right now.
It's an exercise in futility, that's for sure. But Nico, you get to kick us off on this journey.
Okay, mine is not that surprising. I went for Inter.
Yeah.
To take it all again. They're on the right path, least changes. Their project is stable and sturdy. Meanwhile, Juve, I think Thiago Motta is onto something here. Juve haven't been exciting over the last couple of seasons, and finally, what he showed at Bologna as a manager, and then with the big changes that he's making and big calls that he's making at Juve, hopefully that gets them onto the right track. Dark horse, Udinese, they were pretty bad last year. They were really bad. So dark horse, what does it mean?
It changes.
It depends for who, right? Because dark horse, you could go Bologna again, and that's why I went with manager of the season, Vincenzo Italiano, because I think that what Christine was talking about, she was absolutely spot on. I like the players that they've brought in to replace a lot of the big guns that they've lost. So he's a good manager. They'll have a good season. But Udinese will have a big delta performance based on last season. So hopefully, with Alexis Sanchez back at his former club and a couple of Chileans coming on the way to Udinese, they can right that ship. Lautaro, top goal scorer, and if he's the top scorer, he's a player of the season.
Okay. Sensible.
El
A
Toro.
very sensible ballot from Nico Cantor. Alexis,
Yes.
are you ready?
Oh boy, oh boy. I think I'm going on a similar track to what Nico was thinking with regards to Juventus, but I think I'm going to give them a little bit more credit. Especially, I don't think it's as chaotic, and I also think that Thiago Motta showed me a lot last season, and I think that will continue with Juventus. I'm going to get to see them opened up, and that gives me confidence that they will be champions, and Dusan Vlahovic will both be the top scorer and the player of the season. I think you're going to see what he had previously when he was at Fiorentina is going to come through, and you're going to see that at Juventus. He's a scorer, and he can score in multiple ways, so I like that. I think AC Milan moving Christian Pulisic to a 10, Alvaro Morata opening things up, and also I think this season is Rafael Leao needs to have his standout season. There's been a lot of excuses as to why we've seen him have moments of brilliance, moments of sustained brilliance, but not in a season where he really puts his foot down and says, I'm that guy, I'm him. And I think this is the season he does that, but it's not enough. And I think they come in as a runner-up. Atalanta is my dark horse. Shouts to your father, Suze.
Yeah.
I think they do a good job. I think Lookman's going to have another great season. For me, I think they will do relatively well in a way where I think we see them as a more consistent, fighter for the trophy in the season. For me, manager of the season does go to Thiago Motta because I do think he puts it together. And again, to the victor goes the spoils. So you get both the top scorer, the player of the season, and manager of the season.
Why did you move Pulisic to the 10?
Why did I?
Yeah.
The rumor is that's where he's going to play. A lot of people are suggesting that's where he's going to play. And I think him and Alvaro Morata, even Rafael Leao, said he likes him at a 10 and that it gives him more options to score, which is why I put all of that together.
Okay.
Is that because Chukwueze is well on the right? Good preseason?
Hey, he had a pretty good preseason.
Yeah.
Let's see him put it together. And I also trust in Fonseca. Fonseca was going to be my manager of the season, but you got to give it to the winner.
Leao, Pulisic, Chukwueze, Morata.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
All right. Lahoud, you're up.
So, just like Nico, not the sexiest pick for champion, but underneath that is where it gets really interesting for me. And maybe I didn't have my mate, but I made some interesting picks. Inter, the Nerazzurri, they've taken it to another level. They've gotten deeper. Look, the best attack, the Capocannonieri, the Serie A MVP, best defense, it's going to continue. Don't see anyone knocking them off their perch. But the team I do see making a big improvement is AS Roma, because they've shown that ambition in the transfer window. Artem Dovbyk coming in. Pichichi Award winner last season in La Liga, which is an amazing achievement for Ukrainian striker Enzo Lefebvre. I rate him very highly. When he was at Rennes 2 seasons ago, goal-scoring midfielder, already off the mark. And Matthias Sule, He is a good get from Juventus. I thought that was such a smart buy, really showing their ambition. The dark horse, this is a team, Atalanta, that I was going to actually move to being title contenders. But injuries have kind of knocked that back to dark horses. I expect them to make Champions League because they still have quality. No Gianluca Scamacca. That means that Charles de Ketelaere has to step up. Showed glimpses of it last year. Still have Lookman, like you said. Ederson in there as well. That's a big keep. 10 Coop Miners, if they can keep him, rumored to be on the way out to Juve. Also saw Liverpool in the mix. That'd be a big, big signing for Liverpool if they get him. So they still have enough quality. Top goal scorer, not going to change in Lautaro. He has the service all around him in midfield and the attack. But the player of the season, this is why I have AS Roma getting in that title contending race and finishing up second, is Paulo Dybala. I think Daniele De Rossi will get the best out of him. Paulo Dybala, he plays best when he plays with a big striker, someone he can run off of, someone he can play make, just in behind.
When he's healthy.
When he's healthy, he will be healthy because Daniele De Rossi, he will keep him off whatever bad juju he's been getting, maybe keep him in the gym a bit more, limit his playing time for the big games, but this will be a marquee season for Dybala, and Daniele De Rossi will get Manager of the season.
Got married in the summer, Dybala, so he's a new man.
Who did he marry? Isn't it?
Oriana Sabatini.
And she, what's her deal?
Yeah, Oriana Sabatini is the daughter of Gabriela Sabatini, who was a top
Tennis player.
tennis player in Argentina history. But Oriana is also very famous. She's a model, a singer, an actress. She does it all.
She does it.
They're
How many
like
followers?
celeb power couple.
Check out.
Millions must be.
Which one has more
I was going to
Instagram
say,
followers?
is she more famous
Between
than
the
him?
two?
Yeah.
Dybala, but Oriana Sabatini must have Oriana.
Okay.
6.7 million
That's a
followers.
lot.
Hey, what about
Versus Paulo.
I'm guessing 15.
How much?
15?
How much?
22.
How much?
16 million.
58 million
What?
followers.
Okay. All right.
How low by a lot?
That's sizable. All right, I'm up. Great. Let's see. Who did I pick? Oh boy. Yeah, I went with Inter Milan. I don't see a reason for them to drop off. They've just been clicking, and I know we talked about how there hasn't been a back-to-back Scudetto winner, but if there is a team that's built to do it, I believe it is Inter. The runner-up, I have Juventus. They've been so active this summer. I like a lot of the moves that they've made. Still a big question mark, as Christine Cupo said, but I think it's going to be a successful season for Juve. This is where it gets a little interesting for me. My dark horse is Napoli, and this is simply because of Antonio Conte. I am so intrigued by what he can do with this side as manager. I know he doesn't have his players, but he's already barking. And so if they are able to give him some of the pieces that he needs, Antonio Conte wins. He's a winner.
If you finish 10th last season, you lose important pillars of your team, and you make Champions League, you're a dark horse.
And so that's I'm so intrigued by what Napoli are going to look like this season, and so I'm optimistic. So I have them as my dark horse. I actually also have him as my manager of the season for exactly that reason. And then I've got Lautaro Martinez.
Lauti's back.
He coming off such a successful Copa America as well. I mean, I just feel like this man is.
I've got a good
unstoppable.
trivia question I'd like research to get to the bottom of. When was the last time we had back-to-back Capo Cagnonieri?
Interesting. You and I are going with chaos with our choices, huh?
I know. It's kind of fun.
Let's have fun.
That's a good question.
Someone at Juve must have done it. Like,
Did Ronaldo get it back to back?
no, I don't think back-to-back.
Chiro the hero?
I'm thinking somebody with Juve. When Juve won all of those, there must have been
Yeah.
somebody at Juve that did it back-to-back. Not like Llorente or like Tevez or Antonio Di Natale, 10,
Our
11.
research
Jeez.
team
Wow.
Scrambling.
That's a long time.
Wow.
I hear the sneakers.
I know.